Hi everyone, welcome to the series on Tosca Snap. In this video, we will explore the topic action mode buffer supporting arrays. So, what's the difference between the traditional buffer and buffer with arrays? And what's the advantage of it and how to use this? Let's see step by step. For this, I'm taking demo workshop, an automation practice website provided by Price and Test. Let me explain the scenario first. So if we take all the products from the category and then click on add to cart and go to shopping cart, the shopping cart table will list all the products that have been added to the cart along with the price and quantity. So this is the shopping cart page. If we click on agree and then do checkout, it will take us to the checkout page. And let me click on continue with all the steps. So when I reach the payment information page, here the same list of products are displayed along with the price and total. My requirement is I need to fetch all the price values from the shopping cart table and verify that the same price value is getting displayed in the checkout cart table. For this, if we go with the traditional approach of using buffer, we need to use 7 different buffers to buffer all the 7 values and then verify it here. But if we go with buffer with arrays, we can use single buffer and then capture all the values available in the table, and from that array buffer, we can use buffer of index to take a specific value from the array and then verify it here. Let's see how to do this practically. So for this, I need both shopping cart and then the checkout page. I have captured the modules already. So these are the modules for the shopping cart and then the checkout process where we need to navigate through each step, and then the checkout cart table where we are validating the price value. So all the 3 modules are captured. Let's start creating the test case. Let me do checkout first. So to create the test step, drag the module and then drop it to the test case folder section. Let me rename the test case. We are going to check for buffer values and arrays. In this step, we are at the shopping cart table page. So this is the shopping cart table page. I'm going to buffer all these price values in a single buffer as an array. Let's see how to do that. Expand the shopping cart table and go to the column. Choose the column name as price because I'm concentrating on price here. And I'm going to buffer all the price values in an array. For that, at the column level, give the buffer name as price and then action mode as buffer. So this will allow us to capture all the values from a particular column or a particular row into the array. So here I have selected the column as price and then I'm going to buffer all the price values from this table in an array. Let's see how this works. Let me execute it. So it is interacting with the application and it's capturing all the price values. Let's see the result. So it has gone to the price table and then buffered all the price values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the price values available in the table are captured, separated by commas, and this is in the format of array. So this is how buffer with array works. Now let's see how to use the value from this array in our test step for the further verification action. So to navigate to the next page, I need to click on agree terms and then click on checkout. So this will take us to the next page. In the next page, let me run this step so that it navigates to the next step. So I clicked on agree terms and then clicked on checkout. So it is navigating to the next page. In the next page, it has to click on continue in every section and then it has to reach out to the payment information page. For that, I have the step already. So I'm going to use the same step to navigate and reach to the payment information section. So this will help us to reach the payment information section. So it's identified the page and it's navigating between the sections. And we reach the payment information page where we have the same cart table with the list of products displaying the price and the total quantity. Now I have the list of price values from the shopping cart table. I need to use that value and then verify that the same value is getting displayed over here. Let's take the first row, computing and internet, and it is showing the price value as 10. Now let me take the value from the buffer and then verify that it's matching or not. So this is the module for the checkout cart table. Drag and drop it over here. And I'm going to use the column level price. And if we go from the table level, so this is the first row which is having the header, and this is the second row which is having the by first product, computing and internet. So to check that row, I'm going to use #2 and I need to check the price value. So to take the price value from the array, what we have to do is buffer of price. This is the name I have given to the buffer, and this is the second value from the array. So to access the second value, I need to use price of 2. Let me post here. So this is how you create an index, buffer with index. So buffer B of price and then the index number. If it is 1, we have to give it as 1. If it is 2, we need to give it as 2. So let me translate the value and see what it is here. It is 10. So let's try to run this and then verify whether it is working or not. So it verified the value successfully. My third row is having the product section and then the price value 24. if I'm correct, the array index is 3 for this. So let me change the array index here as 3. So B of price value to 3 here. If I translate here, we can see that the value is getting displayed as 24. So this is how we can fetch the value from the array buffer. Okay, so we have seen how to buffer it using array and then how to fetch the value from the array. Now, I have 7 products in the WIP table. I need to verify all the values using the value from the buffer. To make it work in a single go, we will use the repetition concept here. So to those who are new with the repetition concept, repetition is a feature provided in Tosca using which you can repeat a set of test steps to n number of times. To use the repetition, you have to always create a test step folder and then bring all the test steps whatever you want to execute in loop. So here I need to execute only this step where we are verifying all the prices, and to repeat the step for n number of times, here let's see how many products we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 entries in the table here, including the header. So I need to repeat this process for 7 times. For that, go to the column and then select repetition. Give the count as 7. That means this particular step will be repeated for 7 times. Now I have the cell number as 2. That means fixed, it will always verify the second cell. But when I go through the 7 loops, it has to go to the first cell at the first loop and then second cell at the second loop. Like that, it has to increase the cell count and then navigate through each cell and then verify the prices. For that, how we can make it dynamic is we use the property called repetition here. So what repetition will do? When the loop is executed for the first time, it will change the value to #1 here. When the repetition loop is in the second repetition, it will change the value here to #2. Like that, the count will increase 1 by 1. Now, similar way, we need to change the index of this price also, dynamically increase on each loop. So it has to start from 1 and then 2, 3, 4. It has to navigate through all the 7 indexes. For that, instead of number, we will give here as well the repetition property. So price of the repetition. So this will again, when it goes to the loop, it will be like price of 1, price of 2, price of buffer of price of 1, buffer of price of 2. The index value gets changed on every repetition. So this way we can validate all the prices available in the table in a single go. So let's see how this works. So it is interacting with the table and going through each cell and then validating all the prices. And the price values are taken from the array. Okay, here I have given a static count of 7. What if tomorrow you are going to add only 4 products or only 3 products? So the count of the product will vary every time based on our execution, right? So to avoid the static value of 7 here, a fixed value of 7 here, and make it dynamic based on the number of products what we are selecting in the shopping cart, we can use a property called result count and then capture the number of items available in a particular table and use that count as a repetition here. Let's see how to do that. For that, let's go to the shopping cart page first. So in the shopping cart, again I am going to the column level. Here I am going to buffer using a property called result count. So I am going to give a name for this buffer as records count. Let me disable this two steps and then just verify how this result count is working. Let me go to shopping cart again. So in the shopping cart page, I'm going to the price column level and then trying to find out how many cells it has using the result count property. And then from that property, whatever the value we are fetching it, we are going to save it in a buffer named records count. So let me run this step. Let's see the result. So we can see the records count value is set to 7 and that's the number of row available in the particular table. This is the shopping cart. So if you count it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the count of row that's available in this particular table. So using the result count, we can always fetch the number of cells or number of rows, number of columns available in the particular table. Now I am going to use this value as a repetition. So instead of giving some fixed value over here, buffer of records count. So now the records count value is 7. So it will execute it for 7 times. So let me rename all the steps properly. As a first step, we are going to buffer the prices as array. So at the column level, we are giving the column name and then the buffer name and then the action mode is buffer. So at the column level or at the row level, if we try to buffer, then it will buffer the values in array format. Then I'm using result count to fetch the total number of rows available in the particular table and then doing the checkout process. So the next step is navigating to each step and then reaching the payment information page. And in the payment information page, I'm going to verify price for first product. So this is how we will verify the price for first product, and for the first product, the index is 2. And then here, we are verifying the prices for all the products. Okay, let's run it as a whole test case now. Let me go back to shopping cart. And run the test case. So what this will do, it will buffer all the price values from this shopping cart table now. And click on checkout. Now it performs action to navigate each step and then reach the payment information page. In the payment information page, the whatever the card table we have, it is going to validate all the prices in the table. So execution is successful. This is how we use buffer with arrays, and then using index we will access the value from that buffer. We came to the end of the session. Thanks for watching the video.